Okay, cool, cool, cool. Thank you.
Did you just want to debate and we could figure out a judge later?
Yeah, that's cool. Since we're recording it, that's fine.
Yeah, because I don't think we're gonna need any moderating or anything. Should be fine.
Okay.
Dballz
Yeah.
and Hapi. This is legendary.
Okay. Well, are you gonna take
Screenshot. Hold up.
Sasuke just to make sure?
Yeah, I'm on Sasuke.
Okay. And then, did you want me to scale first?
Yeah, you can start first, if that's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna chuck things in scans, or let's go VC scans actually.
I can judge, by the way, since it's inverse Naruto.
Sure.
All right.
Why does the scan always come up as a weird file? Okay, here we go.
Okay. I can leave it out by accident. Okay. So
Did
you
I
put in
just
V.
delete my scan? Okay, here we go. So in the very bottom right, it says, even if you can perfectly perceive and understand my movements, you lack the speed and strength to counter them. So he's talking about Sasuke's Sharingan, and even though he can see what's going on, Lee was able to blitz Sasuke because he didn't have enough reaction speed to keep up with his taijutsu. So
Okay.
basically, from this panel, it proves that if Lee is faster, based off his reaction speed or combat speed, even if Sasuke, with his Sharingan, is able to see him, he won't be able to react, and so Lee can just blitz and then win that way.
Okay. And then why do you say that Lee is faster than Sasuke being able to perceive him like off this?
Oh no, that's I wasn't saying that he's faster from this panel, but
okay.
Based off Lee fighting with Gaara, Lee would be faster. So when Lee fought Gaara, why can't I send this? Yeah, when Lee fought Gaara, he opened the 5th gates. You know what? I'm just gonna screenshot this because it's not letting me send it. So do you know the different multipliers for the gates?
Remind me, because I'm pretty sure I'm like way off on what you're about to say. So yeah, just let me know.
Okay. So based on it's like if this was Chunnin exams Sasuke versus Chunnin exams Lee, we know that from this fight alone, this should significantly put Lee much faster than Gaara, and if he's faster than Gaara, it would also put him faster than Sasuke, because each of the multipliers for each gate is for 8 gates. It was stated to be an 100 times multiplier.
Okay.
So if it's 100 times multiplier, we can figure out that the gates, as he opens each gate, would be something along like this much. So by the time he hits his 5th gate, it's like a 17.8 multiplier.
Okay.
So 5th gate Lee alone should be much faster than Sasuke.
Okay. So, and you're basing this like, are we comparing the performances they have from Sasuke going against Gaara, then Gaara going against Lee? Because like, what shows? Well, like, what's the? Well, I'm gonna say when I'm explaining my scaling. So you know that Gaara like cites Sasuke as the strongest opponent.
Yeah.
And this is prior to him using the Chidori.
And so this was based on the attack that Sasuke had with using with the fight that he had. That in the data books it stated that, what was the exact wording? That Sasuke, in the tuning exams, I can't remember which part of the panel. Oh, here you go. You sent it. Whereabouts was it again?
You said what?
Whereabouts on the panel? What did it say this again?
and it's specifically right before Gaara goes into like his little ball shits.
Wait a second. This is wait. Happy, how do I get into phase?
I can't hear you.
Yeah,
How'd
you're
I
kind of
get-
like muffled.
How do I get to phase, Happy? Tell me.
Oh, that's not part of the debate, dude. We're in a debate. Oh, here we go. Yep. So Gaara, who had found himself at a disadvantage during the fight with his strongest opponent, Sasuke, wished his full body possession. However, the Chunnin exams themselves were stopped due to the Konoha crush. So yeah, whether it be strongest, it's still irrelevant because Lee will just blitz because he's faster.
Lee will blitz off like exactly what though? Because strongest will have to be speaking about Sasuke overall. Even the Gaara that fights Sasuke is not the same Gaara that fought Lee. The Gaara that fights Sasuke is stronger. Let me explain how.
Oh, because of the tailed beast?
Well, specifically because Gaara notes that when Shukak, like when he feels it, like when he touches blood or he drinks blood with his sand, it makes the demon more hungry. Obviously boosting, like it insinuates he's boosting his abilities after a murder.
Yeah, using the fox.
Yeah, the little fucking Tanuki shit.
Mhm.
It's like the Gaara that Sasuke fights is stronger than the one that fights Lee. And even overall how the fight goes in comparison to what Lee did to and even in like his fifth gates, Gaara's fucking like tired, right? And of course the data book statement supplements this overall claim that I'm making that Sasuke was of more of a threat than Lee was, even before using the Chidori. Because against Lee, right, we can even compare it. We can show like side to side comparison how the fight goes. Gaara is fine. After Lee does his shit to Gaara, Gaara's still able to attack and so on. He's not worried in any way or even like excited about Lee for real. He just like breaks Lee's leg, continues on with the day. Against Sasuke, he's huffing and puffing. We can tell he's like actually getting hurt. I'll show a scan for that too. I want to be saying stuff. Give me a second. So yeah, in the scan right here, we literally see like Gaara like fucking hands on his like he's on the ground and shit. Like, damn, this dude's fucking me up. You could tell like Gaara's and he's getting more Sasuke's doing better than what Lee did in their fight, comparatively. To the point where Gaara's like, yo, I have to like fucking turn into Shukaku, right? I have to like do my full body possession shits against this dude. Because I can't fight him otherwise. But against Lee, he never felt threatened to do that. Like in the slightest.
So with these two different abilities, like because when we're talking about different matchups, like Lee versus Gaara or Sasuke versus Gaara, Gaara had like his main strength was defensive capabilities, right? So he was able to use his armor of sand to protect himself from most attacks. So Lee's attacks may not necessarily be stronger, but they're certainly faster because the entire time, we got
Oh, what I just said there is just like for him getting stronger after like absorbing blood shit. Just to show a scan for it. Continue on what you were saying.
Okay. But Lee was able to basically outspeed any of Gaara's sand, and he was also able to like casually use his primary lotus. And if this is the case, then he'd be able to do the same thing to what's it called, Sasuke as well, because even though Sasuke may have done more damage, it's a different person. Like the amount of damage that he would have done with the primary lotus to Sasuke would be different because Sasuke doesn't have an armor of sand. So even if he can get close enough to use that, it'd still be able to blitz Sasuke and then use it because based on the statement that's the latest, it stated that Sasuke is about the same speed as Lee without weights. And this was like in that fight against Gaara. So if Sasuke is only almost as fast as Lee without weights,
Shut the fuck.
what do you think that means for Lee with his like using all the gates?
Well, I
Because
think that would just speak. We would have to focus on what Sasuke actually does feat wise, right? Because statements, of course, can be contradicted by feats proving otherwise. You know, if they said Sasuke can fucking fly and then he jumps off of a building and busts his head, we're not going to say, oh, he can fly anymore. The statement would then be invalidated. So in this case, we know Sasuke performs feats greater than what Fifth Gates Lee could accomplish. And Gaara was just overall more interested in Sasuke even before having any knowledge of the Chidori, right? Which of course is something specifically tailored for Gaara to like neg his sand armor. Before that point, Gaara's like, this is the strongest opponent I faced. If it was only in relation to his strength, it wouldn't make any sense. Sasuke would have to be in all general aspects compared to Lee greater for Gaara to be like, I have to go on full body possession. Because he doesn't just do that for anybody.
yeah, and if we're going off feats, like I stated before,
Mhm.
as it states here that they're comparing him with Lee without weights, but Lee without weights plus the gates opened is a whole different thing. And as I established, if it's 18 times faster than his regular speed without the weights, then that's literally 18 times Sasuke. And it may not have done damage because the difference between Chidori and Primary Lotus is one is literally just like a physical attack. The other has
Mhm.
like chakra and all this other stuff infused like lightning, which is designed to pierce like straight through, which was perfect for the armor of sand. But if we were to use the Primary Lotus against a regular opponent that doesn't have an armor of sand, you'd have different results. As we saw in the first scan that I shared, you can see Lee's already blitzing Sasuke. But this is when they were younger. But now
Yeah,
that
I'm
they've
aware. I know what you
trained,
mean when you said it.
now that they've trained, and now that Lee has access to the gates, he should be able to do the same thing again.
Okay,
And
so
yep.
just speaking on my guy's statement, why are you implying that when my guy states Lee
You
without
better
weights,
shut the
it's
fuck up here, nigga. Shut the
Wait,
fuck
who's
up,
that?
Dballz. You're a
Who's
fucking
saying
nigga.
that?
Shut
Yo,
the fuck up,
leave him.
Dballz.
Leave.
Shut the fuck up, Dballz. You're a fuck.
Sorry, dude.
I'm muting that person.
I just server
it's
muted him,
okay, bro. That shit was funny. It's crazy how like hungry people be for attention. I love you too, bro. There you go. But back to what I was saying, right?
Mhm.
When my guy states Lee without weights, right?
Mhm.
Did Lee not have on weights when he was fighting Gaara in his when he activated the gates? He didn't have any weights on then. So if I could prove feat wise that Sasuke scales to this fifth gate Gaara, then all my guy is saying is that Lee without weights, which would obviously have to logically include his amps if
Dballz, shut the
Sasuke
fuck up, you're a
greater
fucking
than he
nigga. Shut the fuck up, Dballz. You're a fucking nigga. Shut the
Wait,
fuck
how did he get unmuted?
My man's over here finding the cheat codes. I see you.
I don't even know how he did that.
Bro, my man's magic man, bro.
Is he a
But
mod or
basically what
something?
I'm stating is that my guy's statement would just be referring to Lee generally without weights, and Lee didn't have on weights when using the gates. So of course, if Sasuke scales above Gaara, like above Lee, generally like I'm insinuating, then obviously he will scale above fifth gates, is what I'm implying here.
Insinuating from what exactly? Like, is there a
From
specific?
just the overall showings of feats, we know that Gaara is stronger than he was before because he's been like, he killed the dude before he fought Sasuke. He killed two dudes walking into the match, and then we know he killed, I think, like two others before that. And he obviously referred as when he
Oh,
murders people,
so
he gets stronger from like absorbing blood.
yeah,
And then we have the data book statement supporting that prior to the Chidori, that Sasuke is Gaara's strongest opponent, which will obviously be comparing Sasuke to Lee, right? It would be making that comparison. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense. And it couldn't be referring to the Chidori because the panel we see is Gaara activating the full body, the little spear shits, right, to defend himself as he does the full body possession shits. So it would be prior to that. The statement would be referring to the moment before the Chidori. So then that would just mean Sasuke scales above fifth gates.
maybe if we're talking about APDC, because I think that's what, as I established before, I think it's talking about when it said strongest. It's talking about the kind of attacks that he used against Gaara, because Sasuke's attack was really good against Gaara, whereas, like I said before, Taijutsu is not as effective against Sand. But if we were to use it against Sasuke, as he has in the past, it'll definitely hurt him. And so, like, there's heaps of different speed feats that Sasuke never did. Like, in a couple of calcs, what's it called? Lee was able to get from, like, he was basically teleporting, like, on the screen, right? When he was fighting Gaara, he was instantaneously in 3 different places at one time. So, I
Mhm.
can either clip that or I can just send pictures. Whereas we never see these kind of speed feats with Sasuke. And so this is when he's taken off the weights, and then he just literally starts blitzing. And the timing for that was like, how much? I think it was around, in half a second he managed to get from one side to the other.
He's nuts. Bro.
If you wanted to actually see the feats, though, you can see the difference in speed that he has in comparison in this clip at, like, I don't know, 9 minutes. He's pretty.
I
Pretty
remember
much.
what scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, my defense with this would just be that why would Gaara feel so intimidated by Sasuke if it was just strength, right? Because he wanted to go full body before Chidori. So everything Sasuke was showing before that point had Gaara going like, oh, fuck, I got to do full body possession. But if he has dealt with someone faster, right? And you know, if you want to make the argument stronger, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying if you was to make the argument that all around Fifth Gates Lee just scales above Sasuke generally without Chidori, then why would Gaara feel so pressed to go into full body possession if Sasuke wasn't of that level of threat or even greater?
As I mentioned before, Sasuke, I mean, yeah, Gaara was like kind of not really attempting to even block. Well, he was with the sand because that's just automatic, right? But he wasn't even attempting to avoid Lee's attack. Like, he pretty much just casually walked in, did all of the attacks he wanted to on Gaara, and then waited for Lee to, like, have no more chakra left and then any energy left to smash him, because he kind of felt confident in his armor of sand that he didn't need to block it. But in terms of strength, that might not be very strong APDC wise, but he's certainly much faster, and we don't need to use the same level of like, even with the AP that has been established here in this feat, he would still be able to use it on Sasuke and harm Sasuke, because the armor of sand was like much, like, probably the like, compared to anyone else, it's the only like, so when what's it called, in the panel that I shared already, Lee already successfully blitzed Sasuke before with the same ability, and he can do it again because Sasuke's durability hasn't been proven to be equal to armor of sand, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So you're saying like in terms of Sasuke's ability to take a hit, because he hasn't shown anything to prove that he can take the same force of like what Lee can push out, that he would just get like one tap basically.
He's also been defeated by the same move before.
Okay, so basically my defense with this would just be that when Lee beat the fuck out of Gaara, right, Fifth Gates, and prior to that, Gaara was able to get up. No, he was never shown tired or even like sort of push for real, right? He didn't need to go full body possession, etc. I already know I said that, but it's leading up to a new point. So for Sasuke to hurt Gaara to the point where he is on the ground breathing hard, he's like, I gotta go full body possession. This will mean that Sasuke's taijutsu, the force of his punches, is greater than what Lee was able to dish out to him, which would then translate to his AP since it's his physical force. And of course, his body isn't being destroyed from it like Lee is. Obviously, Lee wouldn't scale to his Fifth Gates, especially. I forgot which one he said where he just starts ripping his bones apart, but I'm pretty sure his general, just using the gates at that point in the series, was ripping him apart, like doing a punch. So Lee would even scale to his gates. So you would have to make it, like, I can make the argument that Sasuke could just take the hit logically. Because if he's doing greater damage than what Lee can in his gates against Gaara, then obviously that would speak to his AP and DC, and then it will also reflect on his durability.
It depends if we think it's greater damage, because from what I'm looking at right here, his face is gone. And so Lee was able to achieve like a fatal blow. He just didn't understand like how the whole ability worked, and I don't think at that point anyone had managed to penetrate Gaara's armor of sand.
Okay, I see where you're getting at, but the point I'm making is that in terms of actually hurting Gaara, Lee didn't do anything. He only just hurt the armor. Sasuke is literally hurting Gaara to the point where Gaara is actually exhausted and is like, I have to fucking do something about this, or he's gonna whoop my ass.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Against Lee, he's eating the hits. He doesn't feel pressured. He's like, whatever, right? I'm dinner, breakfast, fucking brunch.
Actually,
Against Sasuke,
if you go
he's
to
like,
the 12-minute mark, he's literally panicking throughout the entire time. Like once Might Guy says, "Lee, I give you permission, take off the gates." Gaara is
Mhm.
panicking the whole time, and he's just getting ragdolled. Like he's literally just being slapped around by Lee. There's nothing he can do, and every one of Lee's attacks pretty much land. And
Mhm.
if he's not landing hits, then Lee's just dodging some of the sand that's trying to get up to him. But he's just way too powerful, and he hadn't even opened the gates at this point. This is Lee managed to land the primary Lotus without the weights off and without opening the gates. And that was this smashed Gaara sand like replacement jutsu type thing, I think. This was prior to him taking off the weights and taking off putting on the fifth gates. He hadn't opened them yet. So then when he finally does open them, you see that in the panel that you sent as well, you showed like him being enraged and whatever. You see the same reaction with Gaara. Like he gets to that I'm serious about this face, and he really is like panicking throughout the entire fight. Once he's seen Lee open the fifth gates.
Okay, so like, let me go to the first point. So you stated that Gar was like panicking against Lee, but I will argue it's obviously a difference here contextually. He's like, oh shit, this dude's fast. Like he's just surprised at Lee's speed. But against Sasuke, he's literally like, this dude is whooping my ass and I can't do anything. And he's actually like hurting me. Like the sand armor is not being effective because he obviously needed greater defense. And he was like, I gotta go full body possession. And logically, it's even like stated as part of Gaara's character. The more strong an opponent is, the more invested and interested he gets in wanting to fight them. And obviously, the more he would use more of Shukaku, right? Because we see this with Naruto, we see this with Sasuke. It's demonstrated. So even just looking at how Gaara reacts to these two characters, he's way more invested and interested in Sasuke generally than he was in Fifth Gates League, period. And we even have like more proof that like Gaara was legitimately getting hit past the sand armor, right? Then Lee just breaking the sand armor off. Gaara was fine. He was getting up. That wasn't the issue. Wasn't that Gaara like couldn't handle the hits? He was handling them clearly. He was
But
fine. He was
the
tanking the
main
bitches.
indifference is that the statement that is the most important here was what Tamari said about it, was that Gaara couldn't keep up with his sand shield to Lee. And because Lee...
Also, a quick question. Would you agree that Gaara's sand, like his sand armor, is based off his where his durability was scaled to?
Oh, so we're not talking about his speed, just his dura.
Oh no, we could talk on speed. I'm just generally going over like all the things Sasuke does better than Lee.
So his armor of sand would scale to... I feel like that's an ability though. I don't know if that would actually scale durability.
Like, do you think like
his
Naruto
base...
and Shippuden could just punch through it?
Depends on where in Shippuden, but sure.
Like, okay, I'm not gonna be like a head ass. A stronger Naruto. My bad for not being specific.
Yeah.
A stronger like in-game Naruto. Could he just punch through it?
It depends. Like base Naruto, probably not. If we're talking about the Fox,
Obviously in his
like
transform state, right? A version of Naruto that would just like scale above Gaara.
You could
Or
maybe...
if Gaara's sand like tank Momoshiki's full powered attacks, right? Like just it does his sand obviously scale to his durability, right? So if a character punches and it could punch through it, that scale there?
There was a couple of fights with like Kimimaro and Gaara and Naruto, right? And Gaara was not doing well against Kimimaro. Is it Maru or Maru? I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about, the bone dude.
Yeah, the bone dude. And if we were to go off that Naruto, no, probably not, because
Okay, yeah, obviously.
Like,
We need like a significantly stronger Naruto
yeah,
to like bust through it. Basically, what I'm saying is that Gaara's sand protection scales to his durability. So
mm,
the fact that Lee isn't actually like breaking through it, hitting him, and Sasuke is literally fatiguing Gaara. He's literally hurting Gaara to the point where
mm.
Gaara has to use full body possession. It would show that Gaara cannot tank Sasuke's attacks, but he can tank fifth gauge Lee attacks and be fine with it. So obviously Sasuke was scale above in durability, right? Since the AP will correlate to his durability, he's physically attacking Gaara and pushing him to that point of full body possession.
But
He
that's
would just
if
scale above where Lee could hit him.
we could show that AP equals durability, because we know that they have different levels of durability. Like in the Land of the Waves arc, so in other words,
Mhm.
Zabuza, Haku, and Lee, you see, like, Sasuke has taken damage from chakra-infused needles. And you can
Mhm.
argue that's a kid Sasuke, but these are needles, regardless. Like, they're not the strongest of weapons. They're not like Gaara's sand that's going to crush you. Uh,
Mhm.
they were pretty much, would have been fatal if Haku was going for actual, what do you call it, vital spots, but he didn't
Yeah,
want to.
kill spots.
Yep. So in terms of durability, I don't think, like, necessarily that people's attack potency would scale like to their durability, especially when you got Chidori. Chidori is like all of his chakra focused into his hand, and if
Yeah,
that's the
it's
case,
specifically meant to like pierce. I agree.
yeah, so like it wouldn't be equally distributed because it's a hyper focused attack. So
Mhm.
the durability might affect his like hand, but even still, it states that Sasuke could only use two Chidori. So that would show that it's not his full durability, because it's being focused into his hand, so it would be, if anything, it would just scale like his hand, but his entire body can't cope with the Chidori more than twice. Whereas if he had the capacity to handle the energy output of Chidori, then he should be able to um, consistently use that without having any impact on his body.
Yeah, of course. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. The only issue is I'm not scaling Sasuke's AP off the Chidori. I'm
Oh,
scaling it just from his hands. I understand like the Chidori and even to speak on like the eight like the needle thing, we understand that like chakra infused things are stronger than what they would be without them, right?
so wait, you said just the first thing you said, that you're not scaling it off the Chidori, you're scaling it off
Yeah,
his
I'm not
hand.
scaling his AP or AP DC off the Chidori. I'm not speaking on that. I'm saying like in pure taijutsu, his
Oh,
ability to his actual like blunt force damage with his hands. I'm speaking on that.
so against Gaara.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
saying that because Sasuke was able to actually hurt Gaara to the point where he's like, I have to do full body possession in order to fight this dude. It would mean Sasuke scales in his AP since he's doing more damage to Gaara than Lee could. And that, of course, would translate to his durability, meaning he could logically just tank all of Fifth Gate's Lee attacks. Like, he wouldn't be. And then the issue with Lee is that using the Fifth Gates fucks him. So he hits him, it doesn't do anything. Lee's just fucked afterwards.
What's up,
He,
Pat?
but that was using the Chidori twice.
no, he does this prior.
I think it
The
says it
scan
in
I sent where
your
like
scan
Gaara's
as
breathing
well.
heavily. He's breathing heavily prior to that. That's the way. Let me grab it again. This one.
Because I remember that straight after uh, the exams get cancelled, Sasuke is getting slapped by Gaara, and then he attempts to use the Chidori for a third time, but he has to access the curse mark in order to be able to use it.
Oh wait, I think I got the events confused. So Gaara goes into the ball. Sasuke's like, okay, this shit's like mad difficult. I can't like beat the shit out of this. I'm gonna have to use Chidori. He used Chidori like 2 times, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
he used it the first time to pierce him, the second time because Gaara like grabs him,
Yeah.
and then they fight again. And he's like, even then, right? That's honestly helping Sasuke out more. He's like constantly reacting to Gaara, and the only issue is just that he doesn't have enough to actually pierce him, so he needs the Chidori,
Yeah,
right? And
exactly.
that's when he used it the third time and
So
collapses
that's
from the
why
curse mark
I'm
and
saying,
shit.
if anything, it wouldn't be scaling off the hands. That would be the damaging factor here. It's the Chidori ability. But the thing is we know that Chidori, right?
Mhm.
if we're going to scale Sasuke and we're going to focus on this specific ability as the thing that's going to be the strongest attack that Sasuke has in order to destroy Lee, the one
Mhm.
weakness to Chidori was speed, because it was stated by Kakashi and Minato that if you use the Chidori, you get tunnel vision. And so initially, when Kakashi did not have the Sharingan, he went to use the Chidori, and he actually got killed. He basically got like disemboweled.
Yeah, I
But
know what you're talking about.
but but if it wasn't for Minato coming in to save him and then literally saying, "Don't ever use that jutsu again, because it'll get you killed," because you can't react to your like a good opponent that knows what they're doing. When you're running at that speed, you won't be able to react in time. So this is the whole argument that I was going off. If this is Sasuke's main, like, at this point, his winning card is the Sharingan plus Chidori, but Lee stated himself that if you can't react to the because your body speed isn't fast enough, but you can only see, then Lee will be able to blitz Sasuke, and he won't be able to see because of that tunnel vision that he has while using Chidori. And
Mhm.
and if he
What's the
scales
debate?
to his durability,
You doing Sasuke versus
sorry,
Lee Chunin exams?
and if it wouldn't scale his fist because it would scale the Chidori attack itself, which would if you're going to talk about his durability, it wouldn't be his fist like his base attacks, because it's like a hyper focused all the chakra into one specific spot type attack, which is similar to the primary lotus. But the difference is that
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Lee would be able
But based
to
on my argument,
blitz.
like he doesn't need the Chidori to actually whoop Lee's ass. Like he doesn't need it. Based off the fact that he's doing more damage overall than what Lee could ever accomplish in Fifth Gates, he could just tank it. Like Lee couldn't hurt him.
I would say otherwise, because like even in these panels with Gara, he's getting hurt.
No,
And
he's not getting hurt.
all right, we can go through some of these, I guess.
Yeah, we can look through him. I know what you're referring to. It's just his sand armor getting cracked. He's not actually
Oh,
hurt
no.
from it.
I'm more specifically talking about Sasuke. Like, because I don't need to prove that he can crack Gaara's. Even though Sasuke might be able to crack Gaara, it doesn't
Mhm.
mean that he would be able to use that on Lee. Is my argument. So if he can't use his best attack, he'd have to rely on something else. And if that's the case,
Yeah, I'm saying that Sasuke's AP scales above Gaara. I mean, yeah, scales above Gaara, who could logically tank all of Lee's attacks because he never took any real damage. But again, Sasuke, he's actually like hurt. Like he's huffing and puffing. He's literally fatigued from fighting Sasuke. Sasuke's doing actual damage to him when he could have he just went against Lee and ate all of those just fine. Only his sand armor was fucked up. So we have logically, it would have to speak on the fact that Gaara's sand armor and his sand in general can tank what they scale to, right? And and of course they can react to what they scale to too. And the fact that Sasuke is blissing his sand like Lee, right? He's able to actually hurt Gaara through the sand armor, something that Lee could not ever accomplish. Because if he did, then Gaara would be more invested in Lee than Sasuke. But we even have Tamari stating, right? Because I understand that she states Lee's getting worked up against before they start the fight. It's right here, I think. If this is the one I'm sending, if it's correct one.
oh,
But
I was gonna say this
wait,
one.
I was about to say, bro, did I send the wrong thing?
That was me.
But Tamari states, I've never seen Gaara this worked up before a match even started. That's how much of an opponent Sasuke is. So even they comparing it, right? Because they would have to, be like, okay, I seen him fight Lee. He was this level of excitement. He's fighting Sasuke. He's fucking basically about to bust. He's about to bust on this dude, bro. He's that excited.
And these are just statements, to hype up everything, because it's the same as what you were saying before. Like, there's a lot of statements that we had, but it's not necessarily proven by the feats. Because even as you said here, that it wouldn't be able to harm Gaara, he was able to pierce the armor of sand. It was being peeled away with just some of Lee's taijutsu attacks. Whereas if that's the case and he was able to at least harm Gaara, then he should be able to at least harm Sasuke. That's all that I need to prove. But then in terms of speed, with the multipliers that I established at the beginning, that each gate is 1.8 and then 3.2 and eventually 17.8 gates once he opens all 5. This is the panel that I shared before stated that it's you can once you obtain your once the limits are removed, you can obtain 100 times your normal power. So that includes AP. So if Lee was able to harm Gaara without the weights
Mhm.
taken off and without opening the gates, him opening the 5 gates should be significantly higher, and that's why we see this massive speed increase as well as power increase. And so he should be, just from speed alone, he should clearly be able to blitz Sasuke, and he's already in the past managed to avoid his reaction because he was able to see perceively, but he wasn't able to react because his body was too slow,
Mhm.
as the statement I shared before. And if he's at least able to harm him, then yeah, he should be able to blitz him and then win in this way.
Okay, so basically my rebuttal to that would just be that the fact of just peeling away the sand doesn't matter because Sasuke replicates the exact same feat. Like, he peels away the sand, no issue.
Yeah.
The thing that we would have to focus on here to determine who's doing more damage to Gaara would be, is Gaara actually like getting fatigued and hurt from these attacks? And like I shown in the scan, Gaara is literally huffing and puffing after Sasuke get done whooping his ass. But against Lee, he's ready to get up and keep at it. He's like, all right, come on, I'm ready. Like, you're not really, I'm eating those. It's no biggie. You know what I mean?
From memory, I remember Sasuke getting knocked out, and I've got a scan. Hang on.
Against Gaara?
Yeah, or like at least like he got like here. I'll show you. All right, so he got so wrecked by Gaara that frick. Why does it do this weird file format? Hang on, let me screenshot it and I'll resend it.
Man, I don't know. I'm the wrong, I'm the wrong person.
Wait, hold up. I'll
Oh, look at all these people. We got Baby Trey.
All right, here we go. So if you have a
I
look
don't know the
here,
rest of
basically Sasuke was
Oh, there
getting
go
so
Lee.
slapped by Gaara that he had to get Naruto in.
Okay. So like you're saying like semi-transformed Gaara is like weaker, right? Is he weaker than Lee?
I'm just saying that the fact that Sasuke was defeated by Gaara doesn't mean that he was
Mhm.
able to harm him. So
Okay, so my rebuttal to
I'm
this would
saying
just
that
be
he
that
wouldn't
this
be
is a
able to
stronger
scale.
Gaara. Like, my rebuttal to this is just that this is like a stronger Gaara.
And against the stronger Gaara, he
Mhm.
was not able to, within the Chunnin exams, be able to harm the stronger Gaara.
Well, he does harm him with the Chidori, and he does like casually react to him.
When
But not casually. Let me not say
I
that.
thought
That's
that
capping.
he already
He
used
reacts to him.
he used both of his Chidoris before this.
Yeah, and we have like Gaara noting that he hurt him with the Chidori.
This was
But of course, Chidori isn't the
when
point
he
that I need to
was
win.
just in the armor of sand, not with the tailed beast.
So prior to him going to his like semi-transform state.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that version of Gaara is literally like hurt by Sasuke.
yeah,
He's so hurt that he feels
the
the need to
same version
transform.
of Gaara was also hurt by Lee. But
He
once
wasn't, because if he was hurt, why did Gaara react so? Like, we could just compare it, right?
well,
Against Lee,
yeah,
Gaara's fine. He's not tired. He's not fatigued. He's not. You
But
don't see him really
you
being
said it
pushed.
yourself as well that Gaara coming into this fight had already killed 2 people. He was bloodlusted, different to Lee. But he
Mhm.
was bloodlusted with the intent for the plot that they were going to attack the village at the same time as the Chunin exams. And so this is the point where the Chunin exams was cancelled because it was like a war. So
I understand what you're saying, because they had like the secret plan.
yeah, so they purposely riled up Gaara in an attempt to unleash the tailed beast in the village was their plan. Like
Mhm.
the entire time from birth, he was purely like raised in the sand village for the purpose of like killing their enemies basically. But yeah, so this guy here he was already in range prior to the fight because of all those different factors. Whereas with Lee, he wasn't enraged in the way because he didn't have that like he didn't kill anyone. He wasn't bloodlusted like he was. But then eventually, when Lee managed to harm him, as I shared before, you can see that he gained that bloodlust, and that
Mhm.
Lee himself was the root cause of that. Whereas then eventually you've got Naruto coming in and all these other people. It then I can't remember if it's Kakashi, but there's a whole bunch of people trying to deal with Gaara eventually.
Yeah, okay.
But that's because
So
he wasn't bloodlusted as much, and he hadn't reacted the fox as much prior to the fight, as
mhm.
well as throughout the fight. And so to specifically narrow it down to Sasuke as the root cause, I think is a bit different because of plot, as well as the fact that they're purposely trying to rile him up pre-fight in order to get him like ready to attack the village and make a big enough distraction so they could eventually assassinate the Hokage.
Okay, well, I would say there's a lot to insinuate that Gaara had a fixation on Sasuke as an opponent, regardless of like their plan to do the thing. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I have to like look through it though. I don't want to make the claim and just say that it happened, but I'm pretty sure Gaara was going off the plan. Like he wasn't. They were supposed to do it in a different fashion, and he was doing like in the middle with Sasuke. And we even have him right here. Like it's constantly stated like Sasuke is a worthy opponent to him. He wants Sasuke. Like he's fucking fiending for some Sasuke meat. You know. So you can like even if I said okay, yeah, it had like it was different things, right? That doesn't change the fact that if he wasn't at all pressured by Sasuke, regardless of him being bloodlust or not, if the opponent wasn't worthy, as noted by Shikamaru, and I think even Gaara states it when talking to him, if the opponent isn't worthy, Gaara will not care about you. If you are not worth, like, you know, if you're not of any worth in combat against him, he's not going to give a fuck.
Wait, what's the scan you
But
sent
against
me
Sasuke,
got to do with this?
oh, okay, so that scan specifically has like Shikamaru noting that
I was
that
reading
Gaara only cares about people who are like
right
worth
now.
his time, aka being of equal level or higher level to pressure him.
Right.
And of course, this will be letting us know that he's like hyped to fight Sasuke. He's very excited to. And even like after he transforms, he's still like, yo, you're the dude. I can't wait to like whoop your ass. You know, he doesn't care about Lee. He literally stopped giving a fuck about Lee the moment Sasuke is even
And
like in
again,
range.
it goes back to the main point that I stated, is that Gaara was very, very confident in his armor of sand. Like he stated before that it was I think it was Kankuro who stated that he hadn't been harmed on any mission before. So Lee was the first person to ever harm him. And this is because he was so confident in his armor of sand that he didn't need, like, you could see the way that he was like fighting prior to Lee taking off the weights, that he knew that he didn't need to worry about any of the attacks that Lee was pulling out from weightlessly. But the moment that Lee took off the weights, opened the gates, that was when Gaara started panicking. So like as I shared with all the panels before, and you can even see that like Lee is just ragdolling him.
Wait, let me get to one of your points that you brought up. I gotta make sure before it fucking like leaves my head.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Fuck. What did you say that I wanted to speak on specifically? Fuck. What was we talking about before this?
Well, I'll just send some scans while you're doing that. I don't remember, dude.
Okay, because I was gonna like specifically mention. Damn, I was gonna defend. You brought up a point. I wanted to speak on it. Oh, okay. Fuck it. I'll say what you was just now saying. So just because someone does something first doesn't innately mean that the other person can't perform it better or be more efficient. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure like the first dude who made up a condom, that don't mean like every other condom afterwards is like inferior. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like bitches stay getting pregnant. Can you imagine the first condom? I think it was like pigskin. You know how uncomfortable that had to be for both the man and the woman. Later on, condoms is way better. Shit, you don't even notice they're there. I don't even notice they're there so much. I have to order Plan B a lot. The point is that something could come after the original and be way better. And in Sasuke's case, he performs feats better. He's actually hurting Garba, not just like attacking the sand armor.
But
he's just beating his ass.
Sasuke,
the bloodlusted point.
Sasuke never had
there we go.
This.
That's what I was about to say.
I'm just going to quickly go back to the same point that we were talking about. Sasuke never managed to use this kind of condom. See, tell me that you've ever seen a condom that can ragdoll somebody in midair 3 times. Like that's unique. And
Let me like tweak on the Bloodlust point, right? Because I don't think I talked about like both sides.
Yeah.
So say if it wasn't in relation to Sasuke, we still have a stronger Gaara than the version that fought Lee. Like regardless, and that stronger Gaara who fought Lee and was able to tank his hits and literally be fine. Like he was fine. He wasn't huffing, puffing, nothing. He just ate him. The issue was specifically that he was fast, but it wasn't enough to where Gaara was like, damn, I gotta transform. You know, against Sasuke, he's stronger. Still is like, I gotta transform. I can't fight this dude. I can't throw the hands with him. I can't do anything. I'm getting my ass ate. He's fucking huffing and puffing, showing that he's literally getting hurt past the sand armor, right? Because if he wasn't, it wouldn't matter, right? If you like shake around in a car and it's not doing anything and the car can take the force, you're fine. You're inside of it, fine. Obviously, we're not talking about like a brain, but yeah, logically, Sasuke is doing more actual damage to Gaara than Lee was. And this is accounting for fifth gates.
But
you know, otherwise, why would he need full body possession?
But again,
going with Gaara's character, he wouldn't care.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that based on these 3 different panels I sent, Sasuke has never done like Gaara. I mean, Lee's literally flying here in the top one. He like you can see the I don't know what you call these little white. Let's go with
yeah, like the fucking the movement lines.
Yeah, but like he's literally ragdolling him in the air. That's how fast this dude is. And then he punches him, and you can see Gaara taking it up the ass. That's a feat that Sasuke's never done. And then he punches him straight in the dick. That's literally what he's going to be doing to Sasuke. He's just going to be ragdolling the shit out of him. And we've already established that Lee is able to hurt him. And that Lee, in terms of speed feats, he's
well, I still don't disagree with him being able to hurt Gaara for real in comparison to Sasuke. I would say he only like chipped the armor, but that's not substantial.
No. I mean, Lee being able to harm Sasuke at least. If he's at least able to harm Sasuke, then he's going to be.
I would argue that Sasuke can tank it based off him scaling above Lee, going off of the scaling.
My cat just went on a candle and put itself on fire. The fucking idiot.
What?
Is he alright?
That really happened?
What the fuck?
That was the most crazy thing. That was the most crazy thing.
Cat. Is the cat okay?
Yeah, no, my hang on. I'm gonna be back.
Okay.
Yo,
I smacked the flame off him, so he's not going to be super hurt.
Fire, bro.
Bro, that was the most random
I don't even
thing. Wow. I did not expect that.
I thought it was
to
a little kid who did
it. Bro.
He's alright. He's just a fucking idiot.
Well, you know, at least
Luckily,
he's okay.
He ran so fast that he put himself out.
What the hell?
It's so messed up. I'm still trying
that's different.
But he didn't realize until like his whole tail like lit up. It sounds so bad. No, but he's okay now.
Okay, cool.
I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah. So, anyways, yeah, back to my multipliers. So, if Lee is able to increase his power by 18 times, then he should be sufficient enough to harm. What's his name? Sasuke. And
Sasuke.
Yeah, and then as you can see, Sasuke doesn't have speed feats like Lee, like these panels that I've shared. So, and I don't think he's ever yeeted Gaara either in the same manner.
Well, Gar like ran into a bubble before he even really could.
Ran into a bubble? A bubble?
Like the little sand shit, the little sand thing. I don't know. I forgot what it's
Oh,
called. He makes the sand. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
The ball. Yeah, okay. Armor. No, the sand shield. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the sand shield. That shit.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, if Lee was able to blitz and like, see, from my memory, Sasuke was able to get through the shield thing, right?
No,
but,
not the bubble, not the little spear thing. But arguably, it's stronger than his casual like sand defense shit. It's stronger than that.
Right. Then the armor of sand. But right, okay.
Yeah, it's like normal armor.
But Lee was so quick that he was able to just like walk past it. Like he was able to.
Yeah, like the actual like not the actual like armor on him.
No.
What I'm saying makes
the
sense.
sand
like
shield, and then there's the armor of sand. So the sand shield.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say
like,
armor of sand.
The sand shield is like his sand bending, and then the armor of sand is his physical body. Is what I mean by that.
Yeah, okay.
So
okay, cool. We're on the same page.
Yeah, so Lee was able to casually outspeed the sand bending, whatever the shit that's called. And as a consequence, he was able to just ragdoll the dude. And even though he only harmed Gaara a little bit, against Sasuke, because he doesn't have an armor of sand, that would be fatal.
Okay, I see what you're getting at. So basically, I'm gonna like send scans of like Sasuke blitzing the sand like defense, or he makes a sand clone against Sasuke. I forgot why. I don't even think it's like even like really relevant, but he makes a sand clone to actually like take the hits and such. And Sasuke's able to blitz past that, no different from Lee. And then we even have like other scans of him just blitzing Gaara before Gaara can even react. Like Gaara can't even like perceive Sasuke, and he gets fucking yeeted. And then in compare, like the reason why I say that Sasuke wouldn't have an issue with fifth gates is that when Lee uses the gates, he's damaging himself. He doesn't scale to where his gates does. So if he does a punch and it doesn't kill Sasuke, Lee's fucked. Lee is fucking fucked.
Let's compare yeeting power. So we look at your first scan and he kicks him, right? Now compare that to the distance and the trajectory that Gaara just got yeeted in this scan, right? Like Rock Lee's yeeting power is literally like over 9,000 in comparison to into the Sasuke condom, if we're going back to that analogy.
The best analogy in the world, bro. The best analogy.
This is so random. I don't even know where that came from.
The best analogy. So basically, my point is just that while Lee it looks more impressive, we gotta look at what actually happens. Gaara eats them bitches. He's fine. He doesn't feel pressure to transform. He doesn't even treat Lee the same way as he treated Sasuke, right? Say if Lee was just as impressive, why doesn't Lee want to transform? Why doesn't Lee care about? I mean, why doesn't
Gaara doesn't want to transform? Yeah, I got what
exactly. You mean. I'm a little bit slow. Thank you for working with me.
So
why doesn't Gaara want to transform against Lee? But he's like, fuck, I got to do it against Sasuke. And then the data book supports it. Sasuke was whooping his ass so bad. He's like, fuck this. I gotta bring in the homie. Shukaku, come eat this nigga ass for me. I can't do it. I can't handle this nigga. He's piecing me up. This whack ass emo kid is giving me the 1-2. You know what I mean?
But look at the way that
Sasuke's
Lee's
more impressive than Raw.
Yeah. But look at the way Lee's just manhandling this guy.
Wait, one more point would be that Gaara can tank things that he scales to, but he actually is getting hurt by Sasuke, showing that Sasuke scales above him and is actually able to injure him. So he would logically scale above Lee. Because if Lee's hitting him and not doing any actual damage, he's just breaking the armor. It's not actually hurting Gaara. Gaara's fine. But Sasuke can actually hurt Gaara and hit past the armor. Then logically, Sasuke would scale above him. And this is ignoring the Chidori. Nothing to do with Chidori. Just in his actual AP with his fist. So that would directly go to his durability. So if Gaara can tank shit from fifth gates, and then Sasuke can hurt that same Gaara, that would logically mean that Lee could not beat Sasuke with fifth gates. He would hit Sasuke, and say if Sasuke gets a little bit hurt, that's not going to matter. Because if he doesn't kill Sasuke before he either breaks his fucking body or just has to leave fifth gates, then Lee is basically a cripple for the entirety of the rest of the match. like he has to cripple Sasuke, which will be impossible because Sasuke scales above him, above his AP, right? That he's shown that we can scale to Gaara, right?
I've
And
also
Sasuke can take that. Then what is he gonna do?
I got something that you probably will never expect. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You ready?
Ready, bro. Let's do it.
What will Sasuke do if Lee opens the 8 gates? Because Kakashi states that this boy can open all 8 gates.
I'm trying to hurt you. Don't try to put this on me.
And if the 8 gates is 100 times multiplier, as I already stated before, because I only scaled him to 5th gates. But if he could open all 8 gates, you know, you said so before, you know, like his statements, if you can't disprove them, then it's a fact. So we got 8 gates Lee versus Sasuke, who's got a... Oh wait, shit, that's the wrong scan. Where's the 100 times multiplier? He's got 100 times multiplier. So we've been scaling off this 5th gates Lee, who's only a 17.8 times multiplier, as I mentioned before. But now we're talking 100 times. What then?
Okay, so you're saying like Lee's gonna kill himself in the fight?
Yeah, but remember in a versus battle, it's whoever kills whoever first.
Yeah, it would be like basic bloodlust assumptions, right?
So,
but it takes a minute to actually activate 8 gates. It's not instant.
Well, he's not able to keep up with him.
Like, I'm not to like debunk your point first, but let's say he could use it, right? You're telling me Sasuke couldn't attack him before he activates it? Because don't you kind of like stab your heart?
Well, remember how it said that Lee is as fast as weightless... Wait, what did I say? Sasuke is as fast as weightless...
Sasuke's as fast as weightless Lee.
Yeah. So he'll at least be able to run away while using his gate thingy.
And then second, Lee specifically, I'm 100% sure he states it or Kakashi.
But
or
I
clarifies.
I also forgot to mention that Lee was casually able to dodge the what's the thing of sand called? Sand bending, without the gates open. So he should be able to dodge. But when he was opening the gates, each gate wasn't necessarily a power up. They're moves, like fighting moves. So like he was able to incorporate opening the gates while fighting. I can
Yeah, but the 8 gate specifically like takes time. Like say if I like and like went with the idea, right? Just for the sake of shits and giggles. Then he would still need to like have time to fucking stab his heart, and Sasuke just watches him do it.
But he can run away.
And since this is Chunnin exam,
like I said, there's no he
would have to be able to live.
You can't catch up to Lee. He's the first person to use this condom of speed. He can literally zoom across like, I don't know, the whole of the ninja world and then power up in a corner and then come back and then yeet him like the same way that he did with Gaara right here.
Okay, so we was going by normal fighting rules. The moment he leaves, that's GG. Going like with the logic, right?
Oh well, I don't mean like leave. I mean like he can just run in.
No, I know what you mean. I'm just fucking with you. But let's say if like Lee like doesn't destroy himself at 5th gate. So let's just say he doesn't die from that, right? Because I just want to entertain this because I think it's funny. So let's say like Lee just has access to all 8 gates, even though using the 5th gates fucking ended his life.
Right.
Like, ended him. Like, he got hospitalized. Let's just say he somehow was just willing to say, fuck my life and go for it. Just YOLO. YOLO Cholo, right? YOLO Cholo. It takes time to use the 8 gates. He's dead off rip. Just dead. Just done. Just GG. The moment Lee's like, oh, I'm about to pop out the 8 gates, Sasuke's already like, I'm into your shit. I'm killing you. Because he would have to... I'm pretty sure you can't just leap, can you? Or can you?
Well, what's his name? What the heck is his name? Might Guy was able to incorporate opening the gates and fight at the same time.
Okay.
And so
you say like Lee can do that by association?
Based on this, no, I'm actually saying from the same like fight with Lee against Gaara. Like, okay, let me bring out some scans. So each time he opened a gate, he was like, he was kicking. Hang on, where do we go? Like he incorporated each gate being open into different moves. So it's not necessarily like I'm gonna be useless type thing until that happens.
So are you saying like Lee starts to fight off in 8 gates, or he's gonna like go up to 8 gates?
That when Lee is opening like the first gate, and then the second gate, and then the third gate, and then all these different gates, he incorporates them into different moves. So like it's not necessarily just a stand there and power up thing. I'm trying to find them actually. Hang on.
Let me learn how to live for a second.
I need to find the chapter. Do you know what chapter it is? It's easier from the manga because I'm just going through the.
But yeah, just to like be mad, petty and squashes now. Guy only states he could use 5 gates.
What?
Just to squash just now. Come see any way that's going, you're kind of like convincing. we're just gonna squash this now. So
Wait, what's
we
this?
like
The fifth gate.
Kashi
So,
asked how
guy,
many
tell
gates.
me, guy,
He said
which of
5.
the 8 inner gates has he gotten up to so far? The fifth? The feat should be impossible to achieve through hard work. You keep mentioning these inner gates that acts as limiters for the performing the reverse. All right, damn, it was worth a
Okay, so
try.
now we're back on track. I entertained it, and then we have to end it. So yeah, I just feel like with all the evidence supporting Sasuke being Gaara's strongest opponent, and looking at the actual fight itself, Sasuke performs greater overall feats, just overall speed, strength, etc., than Lee did, and just has more substantial. Like his feats aren't just he went really fast and punched Gaara. It's he went really fast and punched Gaara, and Gaara fucking was like, I have to bring in the homie Shukaku. Like, or just him being like, I really want to fight Sasuke before the battle. He doesn't even see Sasuke do anything yet. He's like, yeah, I want this nigga. I want to throw the fucking hands with this dude badly. I want it. I'm begging for it. I'm creaming for it. And then after that, he still wants to fight Sasuke. He wants to see me transform. He's only interested in Sasuke. He doesn't even go back to Lee. He doesn't care because Lee wasn't as interesting as Sasuke is right now.
Yeah, and
So
he didn't even care about Sasuke either. He went straight on to Naruto.
He went to Naruto when Sasuke couldn't get up anymore. To be fair,
Because he got negged.
he went to. The only thing that fucked Sasuke up was that he couldn't keep using Chidori. That was it. Because even in reaction, Sasuke was reacting to semi-transform Gaara. He reacts even without the Sharingan beforehand, and he's hurting him with the Chidori. The only issue was that he couldn't use Chidori more than like 3 times. He already used it, twice before that.
And so
he just fucked.
that was where my main points came in, was that if Sasuke's best, strongest attack is basically nullified by the fact that Lee is able to like use his speed in such a way that Sasuke will never be able to land his Chidori, because the main component, the key factor with Chidori in being successful in landing it was the overcoming the tunnel vision because of the speed of the attack. And as a consequence of having tunnel vision, it's difficult to react to aggressive opponents or people that are able to intercept somebody while using Chidori. And so if Lee is able to do that and he's outspeeding Sasuke, that will nullify his strongest attack, and that he'll be able to counter Sasuke and then just ragdoll him, as I've shared. And I've already established that even with just the without the weights, that he should be faster, because it said in the panel that Sasuke is almost as fast as Lee without weights. And then if we added the gates, because he successfully managed to use it in a fight against Gaara, so if he's able to use it against Gaara, there should be no problem with him using it against Sasuke. And for that reason,
just to speak on that,
yeah,
I never even stated that Chidori is like my win con. I feel like Sasuke just has he scales to characters that can just tank. Like Gaara can tank 5th gates. He didn't die or hurt or anything from 5th gates. If Sasuke is able to pierce through his armor and actually affect him to the point where he has to transform, then logically Sasuke's fist, because he does this prior to the Chidori, he's beating the shit out of Gaara more effectively than Lee was with his taijutsu. So that would scale his AP and then his durability. If this character can tank 5th gate Lee's attacks, then logically, because Sasuke is able to hurt him and push past his durability, which will scale to 5th gate's Lee, based off, where we can compare him to at the time, then logically Sasuke he's not gonna get hurt. Like 5th gate's Lee can't do anything to him, right? What he's gonna do? Hit him with little rocks and stones? Sasuke's gonna eat them. He's smashing it. He's getting a knife and a spork, right? Because I'm poor, and he's gonna eat that shit up. He's gonna eat it up. And then the moment Lee's like, oh well, that's all my shits. He's crippled. He's a fucking crippled. And what he's gonna do?
And so even though
spit a little speech,
the fact that Lee was able to at least harm Gaara would mean that he would definitely be able to harm Sasuke, because Sasuke doesn't necessarily scale to Gaara, because in the end, as I established, he got knocked out. and he's just
Yeah,
chilling
by a
on the ground.
stronger guard though. That would be like my rebuttal against that. It's a stronger guard, like way stronger. Like
But
Lee couldn't do it.
what I'm saying is that it's the fact that Sasuke was able to take casual damage. In comparison to, like, it wasn't he didn't use this his like sand crush or sand coffin or any of those killing moves that would have crippled even Lee, but he managed to defeat Sasuke, and then so this would mean that Sasuke's durability doesn't necessarily mean it's as strong as his attacks. And then if Lee,
Okay, well, just to speak on that, Sasuke only lost due to like the chakra drain. He didn't actually like guard didn't beat him.
yeah,
Sasuke
so
specifically
this is what I'm
lost because he
saying
just
is
like
if that
his Chidori.
let's say Sasuke tries to use his Chidori twice, he's chakra drained, and then now Lee has a speed advantage because he can easily casually he could even just like Lee could probably with his speed alone, if he was able to get into the fifth gates, he could catch the Chidori, like not the Chidori, but like his arm, in a similar manner to the way that Kakashi did it when they were children with Naruto and Sasuke, and then it would just prevent him, and he just wasted all that chakra. And he can do this several times, and then once he's chakraless, then he can just ragdoll him in the same way that he ragdolled Gaara in the 3 panels I showed of him just bouncing around, and he can literally kick himself much that he's flying. Like, yeah. Whereas Sasuke can't fly. Whereas Lee, once he opens the gates, he can like. It looks like teleportation. Like he's in 3 different places, and even
yeah, he's moving like so fast, like he's not even like there. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and he can even use some bondage techniques to wrap up Sasuke, and then
he's kinky.
he can just have his way with him, and then Sasuke will regret his life and regret that Lee was the first one to use this condom. So basically,
well, my rebuttal to that would just be like Sasuke was really like handling semi-transformed Gaara, and the only thing that stopped him was just the fact he like got tired. And even then, it would be implying that Sasuke's gonna spam the Chidori 3 times in a fight. Even using it twice, he wasn't extremely fatigued to the point where his speed had lowered to such a level where it was like incomparable to his Chunin exam self. You know, he was still of the same speed, if not faster than before, because we know Gaara in his semi-transformed state got faster. And my win con isn't going to be Sasuke spamming the Chidori. I believe he could whoop his ass with just his fist off the evidence I provided. But if the Chidori does come into play, then Lee's fucked. Lee's just fucked. If he uses 5th gates and can't effectively kill Sasuke, right, because he just doesn't scale to where Sasuke can take damage, then Lee's fucked because the 5th gates, he can't change out of it and be fine. He's damaged. He's ripping his muscles and shit apart in the gates. That's stated, I think by Lee. I mean, no, Lee. By Guy. And he's fucking like breaking himself apart using it. So he's fucked. Like, if he, you know, there's nothing really he can do on that point. Sasuke just scales above Lee in like every way. He's just tremendously better with or without the Chidori. He just whoops ass.
And we know that the thing with the Sharingan though, because he's able to see, he's not able to react. There's no guarantee that Sasuke would even be able to land any of the attacks, and because he won't be able to land attacks on Lee, even though he might have like some sort of AP advantage, it's just assuming that that's the axiom that we're gonna go off. Then
I'm saying overall a better fighter, just overall like higher than Lee.
But based on the feats alone, as you stated before, if we look at the feats that I've shared are significantly faster. And the what he was doing to Gaara was proven. Like Gaara literally had no defense against Rock Lee with his gates open. Like there was nothing he could do. Like emphasizing
he had no defense against Sasuke.
Well, he was actually fighting in this particular panel too. Not just this one, but the other one you said before that he's like knocked out twice, and this one he's like I can't move my body. But in this one that I shared, like Gaara's literally just taking it. Like he's like he can't do anything. So that shows there's a significant difference in feats that Lee is able to basically ragdoll people, and like no one's on his level at this stage in Chunnin exams right there. So for that reason, I think I might. And that the 5th gates are 17 point something multiplier, as I established before. Yeah, 17.8.
Okay, well, just to like speak on one of the points you made, you say like better speed feats. All he does is blitz Gara, right?
Mm.
Sasuke does the exact same thing without the gates. He blitzes Gara to the point where Gara's like, I can't fight this dude. His Saiyan's not able to react to him. I show scans of that. He loses the ability to react to him. I show scans of that. So it's no difference between their speed feats. They both are able to completely blitz Gara.
Oh, but in terms of
Sasuke, arguably,
flying and teleporting and stuff like this, for sure, Lee
yeah,
is much faster.
that's just like performance. Like something looking more complex doesn't inherently make it better.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
but it depends on who, though. See, like Gara, right? Being able to teleport everywhere is kind of irrelevant if he can just rely on his armor of sand, as I established. But in this, against Sasuke, Sasuke does not have an armor of sand. So if he's gonna get ragdolled, Lee was able to harm Gara at least. That means he's able to harm Sasuke at least, and that would mean that he would be able to ragdoll Sasuke in a much more brutal way than the way that Gara was handling Sasuke. Because Gara with his sand was not able to keep up with Rock Lee in any shape or form. Rock Lee was literally maybe 4 or 5 times faster than the sand. As you can see, like the sand is like nowhere nearly. It's like it thinks that Lee's somewhere else. That's how slow and dumb it is compared to Rock Lee. So if we're talking about Rock Lee versus Gara, sure, that's a better feat because Sasuke is better at fighting people with armor of sand. But if we're talking about like 2 regular people or 2 shinobi that don't have the armor of sand, Rock Lee will have a significant advantage because Sasuke can't rely on an armor of sand to protect him. So,
well, in my case, I would argue that Gara's armor of sand relates to the characters like he scales to. Like he can't tank a hit from fucking someone who scales above him. They would just beat the shit out of him, realistically. You know, it's not like this impenetrable force that only the Chidori can handle. The Chidori is just something that had the power to do it, but obviously characters can scale above the Chidori, at least in the Chun exams, right? For that version of the character, and beat the fuck out of Gara. You know what I mean? Like Deidara fucking beat Gara. His sand armor ain't protect him there. So we know it scales. It has a actual like scaling and durability. So the fact he's able to take all of these punches and be fine, but he can't do the same with Sasuke, and everything supporting that he's more pressured against Sasuke than Lee, then it just completely shows the position of Sasuke being above Lee overall. If Lee can't hurt him, if in gates he's not able to do shit, right? He just dies. He just ends up crippled, and Sasuke Chidori's that nigga. Just done. Because we know in 5th gates, he doesn't scale to the durability. He does a punch, his muscles ripping apart. I think I could like find a scan of it. Like he does a punch, his fucking muscles are ripping apart and shit. He's already, by the time he was done with the gates, he couldn't even avoid Gara's like fucking normal sand abilities. Like it's just so much to support Sasuke scaling above Lee and Lee not being able to do a damn thing. A damn. He's just gonna get booty fucked. Like madly booty fucked by Sasuke overall.
but I think Lee will punch him in the dick so hard that he won't be able to do anything about fucking. And then he will yeet his ass halfway across, and then, like 50 Shades of Grey, it'll be 50 Shades of Sasuke. He'll just like bondage him, and then use the primary lotus, and there's nothing that Sasuke would just take it up the ass. So for that reason, I think I could conclude I win.
My conclusion would be that Sasuke pulls up with Sakura, fucks her in front of Lee. Lee, like the little cuck he is gonna watch and cry in envy, right? As Sasuke just digging her shit, right? Now, of course, I'm not
why are we trashing on Sakura?
Like he's smashed because this is when Sakura was wanted. Sakura's over here getting bagged on by Sasuke. Lee's crying. He's defeated mentally. And we know your mental state relates to how you perform. Lee's now worse than before. He already wasn't touching Sasuke. Now he's not able to do anything because now he's hard. He's hard because he kind of liked watching Sasuke bang Sakura. Cuck alert. And then he's weaker. So now he has an erection. All the blood's in his penis. He has no blood for his muscles. What helps promote overall physical ability? You need blood flow, G. No blood flow, he's weaker now. You ever try lifting weights hard? Nope, because it ain't possible. So that's my win con, right? Generally, Sasuke fucks him over, and then in the situation I included, he's literally going to fuck someone in front of him, and then fuck him. GG.
And then
give me my dub. Give me my dub.
Just
That's
a
all
quick,
I say.
just a quick
Just
slip
be
in.
happy. Seth better hit me up.
This is what will happen to Lee after he's done with him.
See, Sasuke gonna
I meant
he gonna need to
Sasuke.
rest up, right? No, I understand. Sasuke gonna need to rest up after the straight dicking down he's gonna give Lee. Like he's gonna have Lee turn his little fucking green jumpsuit into a fucking green dress and bang on him, bro. Bang on him. And don't say it's impossible. Sexy jutsu exists. And who says it has to be by consent? Lee's not gonna have a choice. Who's ever touched Lee? Nobody. Sasuke will. He's gonna love him nice and good. Easy dub. I just gave another situation, bro. I just gave 3 events where Sasuke just dogs. And he's gonna have to rest up he's gonna be like, damn, I'm so drained because he's gonna then bust like 8 buckets inside of Lee, right? Because it ain't like he touched a female and he got all his anger, boosting testosterone. Lee's pregnant. They have a family. Sasuke gotta rest up for that family. GG no read.
The main
GG.
debunk that I would say about all of the theory with Sakura getting smashed is that Sasuke doesn't actually love Sakura. Like, all the way up till Shippuden, he was gay. He only had it for Naruto. So if anything, Sasuke would be the one that would take it. And if you don't believe me, you should watch this video that I have on my TikTok that shows Sasuke's love for... No, hold up. I want people to watch. This is proof that Sasuke was straight gay and he was taking it up at, like, literally. Like, there's an actual scene where the Susanoo is being penetrated by the fox. So, hang on. Let me get this. I gotta get scans.
Damn, Dballz, he got you on that one.
Wait, hold on, I got some of this. So here's my point. He doesn't just, he's bisexual. Sasuke is a bisexual icon. How will I defend this point? Because he states to Naruto, right? And he's obviously referring to only them two.
Where did I send that to?
I won't let anyone hurt my precious comrades. What does this mean? That he fucking considers Naruto and Sakura precious. What does precious mean? The fat black bitch from that one movie. What does that mean? That he loves them greatly because she's fat, right? His love will be fat for them.
All right.
So he's already in love with them both. He's just smashing Naruto because Naruto got the sexy jutsu to get the dummy thick booty cheeks for him, bro. And the double D titties. Sakura don't got no titties. No titties. So it's just he's sharing his love, which is so much for both of them. He loves them both equally.
Oh yeah. So okay, no, that's not true. Because if you watch this video, it literally says that, okay, hang on, let me watch this video. We're gonna quote Sasuke here, okay? Or maybe I can play it. Here we go.
Yo, Dballz, you won, or they Happy won?
Wait. Oh, you can't really hear it. It's not loud enough.
What is this turned into? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, so he said...
I'm about to retire.
He said it in the beginning, right? Hey, what did he say? Let me hear it.
The 2 of us became best friends.
Oh yeah, so he said, my heart is yours and your heart is mine. The 2 of us became best friends. So this was prior to Sasuke being married to Sakura. So he clearly expressed his love for Naruto right here. And the reason why Naruto came in to save Sasuke was because that was his bae. And he needed Sasuke. He needed him in his house every day. And so that's why his name is Sasuke. Because he literally takes it up the ass from any male. He wants the D. And this is why, for that reason,
here I go. Instant. This will end it all, right? So Sakura talks to Naruto about something. Sasuke starts blushing. He's like, what's Sakura saying? So he's invested in what Sakura thoughts is, right? And he's blushing. What does blushing mean? He's like, oh shit, what did she talk about? Because he want to know. He wants those Sakura cheeks. Her big ass forehead is just a platform for fucking nut.
Wait, Dballz, I have a question for you, right? Prove that he's not jealous that Sakura is talking to Naruto.
So first off, here go my rebuttal. That no assistance. He gotta go.
He got the gawk. What?
I thought we was cool, and you just really played me like that.
All right, so I have this, like, this is the scan that should, I think, get me the dub here, right? So even when they grew up, he never ever got over his first love, as you can clearly see in the scans that I've shared.
Not gonna lie, Dballz, he's kind of fooling me right now. Not gonna lie. To you.
So, like, this is what I be talking about. Y'all really just gonna switch on me? Y'all gotta hope.
I don't know if you remember this,
ass.
but this actually happened in Shippuden. I don't know if you remember, but this is like, it's not just once. Do you remember who Naruto's? Do you remember who Naruto's first kiss was, or Sasuke's first kiss was?
Don't do that.
Oh no!
Oh my god! Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay. Wait.
Dballz, you want to?
Okay. Here we go. Here go. My final.
One more thing
bro.
that would just rip on Sasuke and why Lee is a better character. There we go. That's the first Sasuke's first kiss. Can you imagine being so gay that your first kiss was with your best friend?
Mark mode, right? And he's bloodthirsty, right? He's trying to tear some cheeks up. Who calms him down? Who makes him?
Naruto, clearly.
Fuck the curse mark. No, let me just.
Naruto's the calming. Naruto's the person that calms Sasuke down with every kiss.
Never. Sakura grabbed on hold to Sasuke.
Look how relaxed. Look at the expression that he has.
He loved her without her titties. Think about that for a minute. No titties, and he fell in love with her. He was already crushing on her. Naruto was just the test. Naruto was just like, you know what? You know, he good enough. But guess who was really down for him? Sakura.
Yeah, see, in this panel that you sent, right? Sakura's grabbing Sasuke saying, "Stop it!" That's because he kept simping for Naruto. And because he keeps simping for Naruto, she has to beg for Sasuke's attention.
Preach.
Wait, who's sending Goku and Vegeta? That's not even related.
It's not even relevant.
Yes, it is, bro. Yes, it is. This is all relevant.
And then after Sasuke kind of, you know, came out with himself, he hooked up with James Charles even, right? And then he fused with Sakura's inner colors. And then he came up with this look.
It's everywhere now. We're evolving. So look, here go the full vid, right? of my mans being like, you know what, bro? I'm over here on my murder gang shit. But guess what? I'm gonna calm down for Sakura. For Sakura. Her wet. Don't send me to prison, Chris Hansen. Her wet from Sasuke's standpoint, not my own, was like, you know what? A nigga wanna calm down. A nigga wanna relax. A nigga not gonna break this sound ninja's fucking back. And I just spit a rhyme.
Now,
come on,
if
bro.
I've already
established
that Sasuke clearly, even in the real panels, he's kissed Naruto twice, right? He clearly stated that his heart is mine and my heart is yours, right? In the video that I shared. And all the panels that... Whoa! Okay. Basically, this is shown that he's not willing to harm...
Professor Yoko,
he's not willing to harm men. He's not going to harm Lee because he's gonna get turned on. But when it comes to Sakura, on the other hand, Sasuke has killed Sakura multiple times.
Those love tabs, they just kinky.
What? He literally puts his fist through her...
Don't kink shame.
Okay.
Don't kink shame.
Okay, tell me this is some weird, like, I don't know, kinky shit, because this is not, like, from what I'm seeing, he literally, I guess the quickest way to Sakura's heart would be like this, right?
Yeah, no cap. No, look at me out, hear me out. I'm with my girl, right? I love her. I'd be like, yo, babe, hit that Chidori on my shit.
Are you saying that,
and I let her Chidori me.
If you wanted to go... Okay, hold on. So you're saying if you go on a first date, right, the quickest way to a woman's heart is this. Like, you just straight through.
Yes. If I Chidori a girl, she's not the one.
She's not the one if she doesn't use her 100 healings and come back.
What is the most literal way of saying I love you as a person? What is your heart? That's you. That's what pumps you full of life. Hold on. Did she not live? So Sasuke just grabbed her heart. I wish a girl would grab my heart like that. I ain't never been in love. I ain't never been in love, and I can tell, bro.
My guy, I think
quick question.
I think we just like proved that you'd be convicted of manslaughter.
No,
Actually, Sakura is not a man. Never mind. Bruh, look at her face though. She's dead inside and outside. There's blood.
She's just nutty.
She's just nutty. She's
She's
just
nutty.
nutty.
What did she do after this? Did she not heal them niggas? So Sasuke did some good to her.
Hold up. That's not Sasuke. That's Aizen, bro.
Aizen? What?
Look at his face. That's Aizen.
No cap, I'm mad scared of this dude who just got
Wait,
Naruto.
what? Aizen?
All right, Dballz, answer this question real quick, right?
What's up?
So you're saying that Sasuke loves Sakura more, right?
Yeah.
So in Boruto, right, when Sasuke comes back to the village, why is he more excited to see Naruto than Sakura?
Don't do that. Sasuke obviously has just a weird way of showing love and affection. And given the fact that he only stabbed Naruto's lung, but what did he do to Sakura? He grabbed her fucking heart because he loves her. He loves what pumps her full of life, which is her heart.
So is that why he completely ignored Sakura?
Hold on, did he not nut in her? Don't do that.
Wait,
He
Dballz,
busted her. That's
I got a
love.
question.
No, but no. But you have to remember, we're talking about the Chunnin exams, right? So a lot of these scans that I've shared was up to Chunnin exams. So up until Chunnin exams, he never did anything with Sakura. He only
Hold on.
he only
That's
did
'cause he has
things
a hard time
with his
showing
true
and
love.
emotions.
Wait, Dballz, I got a question. If Sakura got that wet, why that man leave for 12 years?
Cause hold on. Y'all must have never got that wet. That shit be so good. You gotta go on a fucking journey of isolation and desolation to understand yourself better, bro. You never got that shit? You never got some wet that good that you like, damn, I gotta fucking go be a Shadow Hokage. Come on, bro. Don't play me like that. You mad disrespectful. Cause that lets me know you ain't never got that wet. Call whoever you been with. Let them know they ain't doing it right.
Nigga didn't send you on the fucking
That shit better be so good, nigga. I cut my own arm off, G.
Wait, what?
Yes. If I don't bust in a female and then leave off rip, I don't love you. Because that means it wasn't good for real.
He trying to give it
we can go to conclusions on this. Yeah.
All right, I scaled first, so I think you can conclude. I'm gonna delete all these gay scans.
Okay, so on my conclusion, I'm going to state that I believe I defended Sasuke scaling above Lee generally, even including his 5 gates, and that I gave a great point of stating that Sasuke is able to tank 5th gate Lee's attacks. 5th gate Lee cannot even survive being in his form without being a fucking crippled afterwards. Even the act of punching breaks his fucking bones and shit apart. Gaara cites Sasuke as being his strongest opponent. I gave evidence that this is speaking on Sasuke generally overall. He has the same speed feats as Lee, right? There's literally no difference. They both blitz the fuck out of they blitz the dog shit out of Gaara. Gaara basically is the bitch made nigga here, except against fucking Sasuke, he's more bitch made because he feels like he needs to transform. He has to use Shukaku to fucking throw hands with this nigga. That's how hard Sasuke pressured his bitch ass. And then Lee's little bowl cut, big eyebrow, fuck nut self only made Gaara smile? Hardy fucking hard. And I get hard when I look at Rico Nasty, but I don't mean I love the bitch. But against Sasuke, he was foaming to get that nut. So I feel like I defended that point greatly. And I feel like Sasuke just gets in Lee's ass, tanks all his hits. GG.
Cool. So basically, the only ability, the strongest ability that Sasuke has, doesn't necessarily scale his regular base attacks because it's all focused. All of his AP, you could say, was focused into a specific point. So when he regularly punches, he distributes his chakra equally, and I stated this. But then when he focuses it all into Chidori, that's all of his strength into one spot, right? So that's not your average punch. That's like a special Chidori, and if if his AP is able to scale to that because he damaged Gaara with that, then if Lee's able to counter the Chidori, then Sasuke's strongest attack won't be able to affect Lee. And as I established before, that with Lee stating that just because you can see with your eyes, like the Sharingan, you won't be able to react because your speed's too slow. And I also established that it stated Sasuke is as fast as Lee without weights. Now, if we look at the multipliers that I shared, which was a 17.8 times multiplier for opening all 5 gates, then he should easily, as I showed and proven with feats as well, as Lee was able to teleport around and basically ragdoll Gaara, that he will basically, literally as I stated, I'm quoting myself here, turn this into 50 Shades of Sasuke, and basically have his way with him, yeet him across the battlefield, because his ability to punch people was significantly more powerful, the impact that he had on Gaara across one side of the stadium to the other, whereas Sasuke only managed to do a little kick against a wall that was close by. So, based on the fact that Lee is able to at least harm Gaara, that he's much faster than Sasuke, and that he can literally teleport pretty much. That's how fast he is. That none of Sasuke's abilities that do the amount of damage required to like one-shot Lee, like Chidori, would be nullified because of Lee's speed. And then Lee will just ragdoll Sasuke, and he's able to harm him because he was able to harm Gaara. And this was even prior to him opening the gates. So him with the gates would definitely be able to one-shot Sasuke. And then, based off my scans regarding the Sakura point, I think I won the point that Sasuke is actually gay up until Shippuden. So from that point alone, I think I won.
I would say Hapi like high diff. That was a really good debate, especially that shit was funny as fuck.
Bro, I gotta admit, that was really funny. That was the funniest debate. That was so funny. I was laughing. No, okay. I gotta say one other thing. The most crazy thing in this entire debate was my cat getting on fire. I was like, what the
Oh yeah, that shit was hilarious.
That was wild,
That
bro.
was wild. I have never seen anything like that. But it was weird, man. Like, so my other cat got angry at the cat on fire and wanted to like kill everyone type thing because it was scared that the other cat was on fire, and it was like trying to bite me and shit. So I had to chuck it in like the bathroom to chill because it was like panicking that like the other cat's on fire. So I was like, what is going on?
When y'all was scaling using condoms, I got so confused.
Oh yeah, that
like,
too.
What?
Yo, we should probably delete that before the server gets deleted. But yeah,
Yo, I need to see the video, Dballz. I have to see the video.
Oh, I'm just gonna. Oh wait, so wait,
This was so fucking fun.
Yeah, that was a really fun debate. But I'll admit though, there's a couple of things that you could have easily, like, it would have made you win, no diff. Sasuke is the easier option.
Yeah, of course. I didn't speak on like the tunnel vision point because I don't need like the Chidori for my win con. That's why like I never attacked the fact that like the Sharingan counters the tunnel vision.
Well, you know the panel that shares the curse mark is 10 times multiplier. I probably would have just nailed that, and then I also would have mentioned Lee has to take off his weights mid-fight.
Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. Well, it didn't matter to me. Like, with or without weights, my point was just that Sasuke scales above Lee generally. And, like,
no, but what I'm saying is you could have said that Sasuke will blitz Lee because he has to take off his weights, open the gates, and the curse mark, right? He can activate it instantly. Like, when Sasuke was, like, kind of threatened and backed into a corner by Gaara, it, like, activated itself.
I know what you're talking about. I didn't bring that up because I feel like that would be unfair.
Right.
I feel like when speaking about like Chunnin exam Sasuke, I'm talking like what he can actually do, and given a curse mark makes him a fucking crippled. I was like, that'd be dumb for me.
You could argue that he can use curse mark in the Chunnin exams because immediately, like it's technically still was part of the Chunnin exams. You know when like he used the curse mark, right? His fight was cancelled because people started killing people.
Yeah.
Right. So like that means
I
like,
just didn't need a curse mark for like a win con. I feel like the curse mark has to be like a bit more controlled.
Yeah.
Because we see like at that point Sasuke falls to the ground. Yeah. And like I'm surprised you didn't bring up that with like the gates. Because you could have just said like Sasuke has in character moments where he like lets people transform and shit. Like he did with the sound ninjas.
Oh, but I thought it was a
you could have brought
battle.
that up. Yeah, I know, like if you would have you could have, if we was talking about like in character, you could have brought it, but like, yeah.
True. We didn't really specify
like
that
I
was
didn't speak on the curse mark.
Right.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie though, that Sakura and the condom analogy that threw me off.
I'm genuinely concerned about everybody who's